I'm really tired. I'm really tired of my life not working out. Like, I'm so emotionally exhausted. I don't have anybody to help me feed the cats when I'm not home. Help me clean the litter boxes. Help me find my phone. I lose my phone all the time. And my hearing being awful, I can't tell where my phone is. So he would have to call it and help me find it. I can't talk to him like we used to. I don't have my bestest best friend anymore. That's what he called me, this bestest best friend. I don't get to go to bed with him and wake up with him. I'm not used to it.
Today's story follows a woman who made the decision to end her marriage after a long period of uncertainty and repeated attempts to repair the relationship. According to her own timeline, the separation wasn't a sudden event. The relationship had already experienced major challenges years earlier, including a period when the couple spent time apart. Even after efforts were made to rebuild trust and reconnect, the problems never fully disappeared. Eventually, she chose to move forward with the divorce, believing it was the right path for her future. Yet as time passed, her videos revealed a different reality. Instead of feeling completely certain, she found herself reflecting on the relationship, revisiting old memories, and questioning parts of the journey that led her there. Her story highlights a difficult truth many people face after major life decisions. Getting what you thought you wanted doesn't always bring the sense of peace you expected. Sometimes the hardest questions arrive after the choice has already been made.
Hey, I've been there. I've had to decide whether or not to continue a marriage. That is probably the hardest decision I have ever made in my entire life. I was in a similar situation with a man that did not understand what I was trying to tell him and what my expectations were. To preface, he walked out on our relationship in April of 2022, and it was very traumatic because I was not communicated to that there was a problem. Fast forward to 2023, and we mutually agreed to work on our marriage. He asked me at the very beginning what he could do to save our marriage, and I told him exactly what he could do. Woo me, romance me, put in the work to grow emotionally and to look for a fix for things that went on in our bedroom. He put in the work for 9 months. I found us a marriage counselor, and it was looking like he had grown emotionally and that he was really, really, really trying to make things work. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped, which I had thought would happen because he had never put in the work previously to grow as a person. But I was very disappointed because I had seen that he was putting in the work. But once we got back to where we were before our marriage dissolved, he was chill with being there. Despite the fact that I had told him that no, that wasn't going to be enough, that we had to be doing better than that. I agonized over the decision to end our marriage. I didn't want to walk away from somebody that I loved very, very, very much. I felt like I owed it to him and our marriage to try to save it. But at the same time, I couldn't stay in a marriage with somebody who wasn't going to put in the work. It was very draining, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So in December of 2023, I told him that I did want to follow through with the divorce. And I felt so free after that. I felt so at peace. I felt more at peace than I had felt in those 9 months that we were trying to work on stuff. It was like a huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders once I realized that I didn't have to keep trying. So my advice to you is to walk away, to follow your instincts as to whether or not you think your marriage will work. You will feel so much better once you follow through with that decision. Because I can definitively tell you that your husband will put in the work for about 9 months, and then he will stop, and things will be back to normal. And you deserve so much more than that. You deserve a partner who will put in the work continuously through your entire relationship. So leave, preserve your peace of mind, and just walk away. It's going to be hard, but you owe it to yourself. Good luck.
According to her own timeline, She says they spent months trying to repair the marriage. They worked on communication, attended counseling, and made changes in an effort to rebuild the relationship. Yet despite that progress, she later admitted she still felt dissatisfied. From her perspective, the improvements weren't enough to restore the connection she believed had been lost. Eventually, she chose to file for divorce, describing it as the path she felt she needed to take. Looking back through her later videos, however, it's clear that the fresh start she imagined brought its own unexpected challenges. Her story illustrates a difficult reality. Sometimes even genuine effort isn't enough to save a relationship when trust, expectations, or emotional connection have already changed.
Or the scratch on my lip, my cat literally just did that. That's how I woke up. My husband isn't a spiteful person. He's actually really sweet. So I don't believe that he did this on purpose to spite me. He genuinely believed he was doing something nice and it was gonna make me happy. He was confused because I didn't want them. He's literally just that clueless. He reminded me that he did do nice things for me, get me Pokemon cards and surprise me with random figurines and stuff like that. And I said, I value that. I really do. I'm not trying to undermine that. But then I said, when a woman says flowers, she genuinely means flowers. And this man that I was with for 9 years said that he doesn't understand woman lingo, which prompted a not so nice response from me.
She describes moments where her former husband expressed himself in ways that didn't always match what she was hoping for. From her own account, he wasn't trying to be hurtful. He was simply approaching the relationship differently and doing his best in the way he knew how. That distinction is important. Not every relationship ends because one person is intentionally unkind. Sometimes two people have different expectations, communication styles, or ways of showing care, and over time those differences become difficult to overcome. Her timeline serves as a reminder that effort alone doesn't always guarantee compatibility, but it can change how we understand the story when we look back on it.
My husband is still adamant that he can't come home because nothing will be the same. And I asked him, isn't that the point? Weren't we supposed to be trying to work on our marriage and make things better? After he told me he wanted the divorce, I called him crying because I didn't feel like I could pack up all of his stuff and go through a storage unit by myself. It's difficult, it's daunting, I fucking hate it. He gets everything related to the marriage, a flash drive with a bunch of pictures on it, and our song, and the document I saved from when we started chatting on the dating website. He gets the gifts that he got me recently, or the gifts that I can't look at, I can't keep, otherwise I will break down. So he's gonna have fun whenever he starts going through everything. Every Valentine's Day card, and I packed his clothes and I put the Valentine's Day cards in with his clothes. I'm trying very hard to get everything done as quick as possible because he's adamant he's not coming home. There's no point in drawing it out. It's really fucking hard doing life without him. I don't have anybody to help me feed the cats when I'm not home, help me clean the litter boxes, help me find my phone. I lose my phone all the time, and my hearing being awful, I can't tell where my phone is, so he would have to call it and help me find it. I can't talk to him like we used to. I don't have my bestest best friend anymore. That's what he called me, his bestest best friend. I don't get to go to bed with him and wake up with him. I'm not used to this. And my sister has been so amazing. My family's been amazing. My coworkers have been amazing. I'm taking a leave of absence. I just picked up the boxes behind me from work so I can continue packing up his stuff. So I have support, but I would still love him to apologize and agree to marriage counseling.
As she packed up the last reminders of the relationship, every item seemed to carry a memory. Old keepsakes, shared mementos, and personal belongings became symbols of a chapter she wasn't quite ready to leave behind. Looking back, it's clear the emotional weight of the relationship hadn't disappeared. Even after months of trying to repair things and eventually deciding to move on, The past was still present in the smallest details of everyday life. Her story also highlights a difficult question many people face after a breakup. Are both people working toward rebuilding the relationship, or has one already decided the outcome? Once that emotional decision is made, even sincere effort may not be enough to change the direction of the relationship. As the timeline continues, another reality becomes clear. Adjusting to life alone meant facing responsibilities that had once been shared, reminding her that the biggest changes after a divorce are often found in the ordinary moments of daily life.
I'm really tired. I'm really tired of my life not working out. Like, I'm so emotionally exhausted. I moved rooms a couple weeks ago, and my landlords told us the other day we have to leave because they're renting out the whole house to a family. I don't really have anywhere to go right now. I'm touring a house today. My life wasn't supposed to be like this. I got married thinking I would have someone forever, that I would be chosen above everybody else, blah blah blah. And I don't have him as a partner anymore. And I've struggled so much, like, I don't even want to be with him anymore. I just get angry all over again when my life falls apart because I should have been able to be with him and depend on him. And instead I get to navigate stuff alone, which, fine, whatever. But it doesn't make it hurt any less. I'm tired.
As her story reaches this stage, her emotions become increasingly conflicted. On one hand, she says she no longer wants to return to the relationship. On the other, she reflects on the stability, support, and familiarity that she once depended on. That contrast becomes one of the most revealing parts of her timeline. It suggests that the end of a relationship often brings mixed emotions, where relief and loss can exist at the same time. Looking back, one question naturally emerges. Was the marriage itself the central issue? Or had the relationship reached a point where she believed leaving was the only path forward? It's a difficult question, and one only those directly involved can truly answer. Her journey serves as a reminder that life-changing decisions are rarely simple. Even when someone believes they've made the right choice, understanding the emotional consequences can take far longer than making the decision itself.